All right, man. I'll be the first one to say, folks, if you're out there listening, and I'm going to try to talk to Billy C., the guy who sponsors our show with BillyCBoxing.com. I'm going to see if Billy C. has a chance, if he could sponsor you guys, to see if you can get some funds, to see if you can go out to the World Ringside Championships. How does that sound?
That sounds perfect, man. I mean, that would be as much as I could ask for. I mean, that's about it. I mean, I'm not asking you guys to do it. I mean, that would be a really big favor from you guys. I mean, I would really appreciate it because...
No, that's cool, man. Like I said, I'll talk to Billy C. Billy C.'s got some connections. He's got a radio station. But also, folks out there, even if you're out there in Gary's area, if you want to donate to his gym, folks, like that'd be great to do. And it's not like I said, Gary, is talking about how, him and his father like doing car washes and, things here and there. There's other kids also around the country, who are trying to go ahead and, do the different things here and there. Like, they might not have the money to train in the gym. They might have to train, like, in their basement, or, like, in their backyard and stuff like that, because it's the funding. So I just implore anybody out there who, not even if you're a fan of amateur boxing, but just anybody who's a fan of just growth, for, like, these young men and women out there, if you could just go out there, folks, and just donate, I'm not saying thousands or hundreds of thousands, but the little bit that you can do, will help out in regards to gas money or in regards to like a plane ticket or a bus ticket or for like pads or anything like that, folks. So I'm going to be the first one to say, if you can go out there and donate, please by all means donate for these kids because this is a great sport. It establishes just great discipline and respect and motivation and dedication and accomplishments. Like I said, folks, when we put up the second volume of our Searching for the Future series, you'll see all the accomplishments that Gary and his team accomplished. And to see a kid put all that work in there and just have such a foundation and build up and up and up, all you want to do is just let it go even higher. So I'll be the first one to say, if anybody's got any funds out there, out in the gyms out there in Fresno, California, right, Gary?
Yeah, Fresno.
Anybody out there in California, Fresno, even East Coast, if you guys can go to AlemanBoxing.com, that's ALEMANBOXING, folks. And if you could just help out, not only with Gary, but any of the other boxers in the gym, but just in general, folks, and any amateur boxer who's trying to go to the Ringside World Championships, who's trying to, go out to the junior, nationals. Like, he almost didn't get a chance to go out there and showcase his talent, and it's a really good blessing that he was able to come up with the funds and his team to go out there and do their thing. So I want to just say, I wish you luck, Gary, you and your team. Keep doing what you're doing. It's very encouraging to hear what you're doing. Like, you sound like a remarkable young man, very mature for his age, and I think you're going to just do phenomenal, and I just hope that you come out successful, and hopefully we can get you on the show for another installment to talk about, the Junior Golden Gloves and anything else that you're going on.
Yeah, I hope so. Just probably my next couple of tournaments I really got coming for me are, like we said, probably the National Junior Golden Gloves, maybe Pound Nationals, and then after that, go back to the Silver Gloves because I still get to sneak in one more year at the Silver Gloves.
All right, we hope so too, man. So before we finish up, I know you probably got to do your training and stuff. You're calling from the West Coast, so we really appreciate it. Was there anything that you want to say? Any shout-outs you want to give? By all means, go ahead.
Let me see. The only shout-outs I really want to give out are probably to Frank Aleman and my dad, Gilbert Salazar. I just want to thank them for, all their coaching. They pushed me to the limits to where I've gotten so far. I'm hoping we get farther day by day, hoping we can just do the best at the National Junior Golden Gloves. And maybe to all the fighters, just stay humble, be prepared for the unprepared because you just never know what can happen inside of that ring.
All right, excellent. Gary, once again, man, thank you so much for calling. Please tell Frank and Gilbert, thank you for, getting the information to you to call in. And like I said, we wish you just great success from UntilTheNextRound.com. And you have a safe trip out there to the Junior Golden Gloves. And do your thing, man, and good luck to try to get that 119 title.
All right, thank you, man. We'll keep in touch.
All right, thanks a lot, man. You take care of yourself.
All right, you too.
Now to Gary Salazar, folks. Like, that was so cool. I'm really happy he had a chance to call into us and talk. Shout out to AlemanBoxing.com for what they're doing out there with not only Gary, but any other boxers at their gym. And like I said, folks, you heard it from him, trying to get those funds up. And it's not like they're just giving us money, folks. It's not like they have, an allowance or anything like that. you know, the travel out to ringside, you know, for hotels and you know, the trip, you know, with either a plane or a bus and stuff like that, you know, it's expensive, folks. And it's not like these kids have, like, you know, full-time jobs like, you know, myself. You know, I'm blessed to be a nurse, you know, and, you know, I'm blessed to, you know, do some stuff with the mixed martial arts officiating that I do as well. When it comes to USA boxing and stuff, I do it because I love the sport. You know, I love to be a part of it. And, you know, it's just great to see these kids, you know, really put on a show. You know, like really go out there and just enjoy themselves and just compete and just be positive about it. You know, so like I said, folks, if you can donate to any of these boxing gyms out there, folks, it's so important that we give back to these boxing gyms or try to get something for these kids out there in regards to some type of structure or some type of way they can go out there and just, you know, have fun or be a part of something to help that self-esteem, to help that confidence, to help, you know, them, you know, achieve something. Because, folks, you know, we're losing these kids out there in the street. You know, it's sad to say, but it's like day by day, you know, you see that stuff going on. You know, these kids, you know, having trouble in school or, you know, having trouble in like a rough neighborhood or not even a rough neighborhood, just, you know, in school in general or like just outside, you know, things at home, you know, this and that, whatever it may be. You know, and these kids, you know, sometimes they're not even given the choice of, you know, to, you know, do the good thing or do the bad thing. Sometimes they're swayed into that, you know, like by like negative influences or just negative things around them. And I think just boxing, you know, I wouldn't be biased. You know, there's a lot of sports out there. Like, I played football when I was growing up. You know, I wrestled when I was growing up. I didn't like the wrestling part too much. That sucked. But, you know, I did it. And it was just great to be a part of that team concept or to be a part of a place where, you know, people were out there taking the time out there for you to teach you skills, you know, to help you out. You know, like my senior year of football was probably like the greatest thing for me because I was able to play with a lot of my friends from, you know, growing up and, you know, from kindergarten and a lot of, you know, my family members, you know, a couple of my cousins were on the team and we had a phenomenal year. You know, but I said, though, it's just that I was very fortunate, you know, to have a wonderful mother like I had, you know, to have, you know, great brothers who, you know, kind of kept me on the right track and not get on a negative track. You know, my sister and, you know, a lot of my other friends and like teachers and stuff like that who motivated me. And you see a lot of that in boxing. You know, when I see a lot of these coaches, like when we did the interview, the Four Horsemen, we talked to Hanif Knight and Amon Elliott from Plainfield Boxing Academy, you can see how encouraging they are to these kids out there, how they want to be there for them. And I talked to, like, you know, Bob Griffin and Wally Moses from Elite Boxing Club, and they do a phenomenal job with the kids they got. And speaking of that, I think I just see my second guest popping in.